First set. James back to serve. Ready? Play.
The court will be playing as quick as it has at any time during the week now, after all the sun that it's had the last 2 or 3 days. Warm temperatures as well, so the tennis balls will be lively.
Net for service. Love. Love. Game play. First game.
Turns out to be a very good decision by James Blake, having won the toss, to serve first. Obviously, he'll be mindful of the ability of Andy Murray to make him play a lot of balls after big serves, and your serve is always under threat against somebody like Murray. So a very fine start for the American, who's settled in nicely here. That's a perfect start for him. And now Murray looking to establish himself in this final. Early stage is always a little different than the earlier matches in the tournament.
Up. Up. Fortila. Game, Murray. One game.
No points against serve in the opening 2 service games. And that's the Murray camp there. Miles McLagan, the coach with the hat. Partner Tim Henman to a famous Davis Cup victory.
Whoa!
Really
15 up.
Best of that drop shot. Got away with it.
Hey!
15 on. Let for service.
Good hitting.
30-15.
Settling in well, Blake. Seeing the ball early. Decisive hitting from the back of the court.
Out. 30-all.
Interesting tactic there from Andy Murray. Not a winning drop shot there. I'm sure he would have liked it to have been, but it brought Blake forward. And once somebody is forward at the net, that represents a target for Andy Murray, and he likes targets. So we'll watch out for that play.
Let. Second service.
Oh, that's a tremendous shot there. He's used the shot well this week, the two-handed backhand down the line, which is a
30-14
for Andy Murray, and that was a good backhand from Blake. He's expecting a cross court, and there was the big shot.
And there it is again, that little drop shot.
All right.
It brings Blake in and draws the error.
Or at least 2 games to 1.
And that was a definite tactic that he was looking to apply before the match. So a fine start for Andy Murray. He's been playing very well all week. We understand that. He hasn't lost a set. Let's hear from Jason Goodall.
Thanks very much, Andy. Afternoon, everybody. Yeah, I just wanted to highlight how well he has played throughout the course of the tournament. His first serve has been absolutely phenomenal. When he played against Andreas Sepi, his first match of the week, he won 73% of the points when it went in. Served even better in his next match against Fish in the quarters. He was absolutely outstanding in that regard. And despite a little bit of a wobble in the second set against Ferrero in yesterday's semi-finals, he still held serve throughout. And amazingly, he's only lost one service game in the whole tournament so far. But of course, that's not the only area in which he's excelled. His return of serve has been phenomenal too. He's made 83% of his returns. That means if you don't ace him, he's going to make you play 8 times out of 10. So if you continue to excel in those 2 key areas, then of course it's going to prove very, very difficult to beat this afternoon.
Indeed, Jason, thank you very much indeed for that. Jason, a former Davis Cup player himself. Had a very spiky kick serve and a very fine first volley in his day. Jason, thank you.
$15.
To see whether Blake a little bit rattled there, because when you think of it, sort of the audacity almost of Murray there twice to hit that drop shot, which wasn't really a drop shot. He was luring Blake in on his forehand, which is his big square, and he won both points doing so.
$15-all. $15-30. $15-40.
Well, this is a bit of a turn-up. The Suit like we were telling us beforehand. Andy Murray's only lost 1 service game this week. He hasn't been troubled. He'd like to serve his way out of this, and he has been all week, whenever there's been trouble. Blake with a chance to break back.
$30-40.
That was lame, wasn't it, really?
Well, to me, it looked like Blake was thinking too much when he went to hit that ball, and that's not the way he plays. He's a reflex man. The ball comes to him, and he belts it. That one, he was almost steering it.
Play.
A lot of credit to Blake there to come back after that disappointing
2 games off.
serve at 1-all, but a strange game from Murray there from 15 love. Really, he really gave 3 points away and didn't make Blake really earn that break other than that last point, which is unusual for Murray.
So he has some guile of his own. Well thought from the American.
15 love.
Straight from Roland Garros on the clay, isn't it, this forehand drop shot.
Out. 30 love.
Mohamed Layani's in the chair.
40 love. Okay, Blake. Blake leads 3 games to 2.
Murray's been in 9 finals in the past 12 months, and he's won 6 of them. Only Federer and Nadal have beaten him, so he came in here a hot favourite, but surprisingly not capitalising on the first break of this match, losing his own serve. Much has been made, I don't know if you saw the pictures in some of the newspapers today, of the frustration that Murray's been showing and how he's been hurting himself a little bit. Watch this. Ow. He's been taking the skin off his knuckle and bleeding onto his shorts. I might want to stop that. Strange not to see him capitalise, John Lloyd.
Yeah, very strange. It's, I suppose that the only thing you can say is that all the top players sometimes lose it just for a second, and that's all he did really. It was about 10 seconds and lost 3 quick points and worked hard to get the break and then just gave it back again.
Nervous, do you think?
Well, that's the only thing I can think of, but he played such a good game to break, so it doesn't really compute.
15 love.
It's such a gorgeous approach shot there because he took the pace off and made sure it got nice and deep, so he had good position at the net.
Love. Game, all right. Three games on.
And coming up, the last game with the tennis balls that have been used so far. So if there is a time to break, sometimes this is the time. It's not my much in it on a
15
day
love.
like today, though, is it?
No.
Balls haven't been used too much. There's no moisture in the air.
30 love.
Horrible, Jan. Horrible.
40 love.
Nice variety on the Blake serve. Not giving Murray the same look very often. He's varying it around nicely. Oh,
Again,
excellent.
Blake. New balls, please. Blake leads 4 games to 3.
He's enjoying this challenge, isn't he, Blake? He's showing a lot of variety today so far. I think he's realised that you know, he's not going to be just come on court and sort of out-bully Murray. He's going to have to mix up with his aggression with a bit of something else, and he's seen that. We've seen it with his drop shots, and that was a nice drop volley following in the serve to the net. We haven't seen him do much of that this week, so he's obviously come on with a good game plan here.
Well, he came on with a game plan against Andy Roddick in the semi-final
Yeah.
as well, didn't he? To attack
Yeah.
the second serve, to hit
Right.
down the lines, to get in behind it, a willingness to drop shot as well. So, you know, he's a smart guy. He went
Of
to
course.
Harvard, for goodness sake.
Yeah, exactly.
2 years at Harvard, and then he turned pro after his second year there, his sophomore year. He'd been runner-up in the college championships in the United States, the NCAAs, and said, well, you know, I'm ready now, so I'll go and play tennis. You can always come back to the education.
Time.
Well-documented health problems for James throughout the years as well, so he appreciates his time in the sun. He was a finalist at Estoril last month on the clay and had a match point in that final. Lost to Montanez, having beaten Davydenko in the semi-final.
Of 15. Fifteen all. Fifteen, 30.
Murray unable to dictate play so far in this match. They've been out there for just over a quarter of an hour. It's Blake who seems to be controlling the ball and therefore his opponent.
Out.
But, you know, that was a risky
Shot.
shot, but that's what he's trying to do on Murray's second serve, get ahead in the point. He hit a very good one at the point before. That one just mistimed it, just missed it by about 2 inches, but instead of 30 or could have been at 15-40. So I think he's got to keep taking those types of risks on the second serve of Murray.
Net for service. Forty, 30. Game.
Blake not sure
All right.
about that serve, but
Full
he
game solved.
didn't challenge. He wanted to have a look at the ball that Murray served to see if there was any white scuffing on it, which would indicate that it hit the line, but the ball had gone. So's the game. If he had challenged, it wouldn't have done him any good.
Certainly playing quick tennis.
They are.
8 games and only 20 minutes gone. Blake, one of the quickest players out there. He does not mess around between points.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
I can tell you a much slower player has lost today over in Halle. Novak Djokovic, a finalist here last year to Rafael Nadal. Lost to Tommy Haas in 3 sets, 6-1 in the final set. Well done, Tommy Haas.
Obviously keeping up the form.
15 all.
Tommy Haas from the French Open, where he so nearly beat Roger Federer. He's played brilliantly.
2 sets up.
Point away twice from serving for the match in 3 straight sets.
30-15.
And up at the Aegon Classic at Edgbaston Priory Club today, Li Na of China, runner-up to Magdalena Rybarikova, a 20-year-old Slovakian. She's ranked 58th in the world. Rybarikova, there's a name to listen out for at Wimbledon.
The overhead there was a fairly difficult one from Blake and just hit it so sensibly.
40-15.
Cut it nice and wide and got Murray on the move instead of trying to blast it from, what, a foot behind the in front of the baseline. Would have been a tough shot to do that.
Oh. 40-30.
First double fault for James Blake in his 5th service game.
Game, Blake. Blake leads 5 games to 4.
Again, more willingness to express his talent on the court. It signifies that he's enjoying the challenge. There's no sort of physical impediments at all. He's just having a lovely time, enjoying the sunshine out there and just enjoying the contest, as you were talking about earlier. You get to that age, John, where you realise opportunities like this don't come around every week.
Absolutely. And he's playing a very smart match so far today. He's really he's throwing Murray out of the rhythm that we've seen Murray in all week, where he's been dominating these rallies and hitting such a superb length and getting his opponents on the run. And today Blake is really in charge of that first and second strike, and he's getting Murray off balance a lot so far in this match. He'll be very pleased with the way he started.
The game that let Murray down was the one after he'd broken
Absolutely.
serve. It was just a minor lapse in concentration, and it let Blake back in.
Time.
So this final's building up very nicely. It'll have to go some to match Nadal Djokovic last year, but it's got the makings. As Murray steps to the line, serving to stay in the first set, 4-5.
Love. 15 all.
Well, that will give Blake a bit of confidence. You really feel that if the rally goes past 4 to 5 shots, you would normally favour Murray in the majority of them. But there, Blake really sticking to his task well.
Yeah, that was wide. It was called late by the line judge. It was a quick overall if she hadn't called it.
15-30.
No challenge either. He's only getting half of his first serves in, Murray. And that was a bad time for his first double fault. Just wide there, you can see. 15-30.
30 all.
Blake there's really stepping
40-30.
2 to 3 feet inside that baseline on Murray's second serve, but didn't quite do enough on the forehand there in that opening shot there. See if he continues to step in on this second and keep attacking it.
Game. Murray.
That one, have to put that down for one of the shots of the tournament. Yeah, Judy Murray there. Mum likes this one. Not easy to drop shot back on a drop shot when there's no pace to work with.
I mean, look at this spin here. He used the spin from Blake as well and just cut across that. That's amazing the way the strings really grip that ball. A wonderful touch.
It's a lob wedge shot.
Not one of yours.
Well, no. Phil Mickelson.
Love 15.
Just
love 30.
Keeps on getting that ball back deep with lots of spins. In the end, you just try for too much.
Well, if he had missed this, he would have been down 3 break points at 5 all in this first set. So he had to make it. And he did.
He's
asking some very severe questions of James Blake at the back of the court now, isn't he? The pace has been upped a little bit. There's weight on the ball. 2 break points.
Murray. 6-5.
He's maybe a great counter hitter, but he can put pace on the ball so well as well, Murray, and he just shoves the opponents around the court, doesn't he? There's Mum on the left there, Judy, and Kimberly on the right.
I liked in that last game when he was 15-30 up there, Murray. The previous point at love 30, Blake had hit that unbelievable forehand down the line when Murray had gone backhand down his line to Blake's forehand, and he nailed it. The next point,
goes straight back there.
Straight back to the forehand again. Murray went and that time won the point. He wasn't scared to go back there again.
Francesco Riccibetti there on the left of the picture. He's the president of the ITF. That's the International Tennis Federation. Well, the last time he broke serve when James Blake was serving from the end that Murray is serving now. The last time he dropped his serve straight away, had a bit of a lapse of concentration, but you wouldn't expect a man of Murray's experience to make that mistake twice. Be looking to get the jump on Blake in this game with a couple of good early points. Let's see. Serving for the set, Murray.
15 love. Mr. Blake challenged the call, right far sideline, or scored good.
Yeah, and let me tell you, Blake doesn't think for a moment that this ball was actually out, but he, may as well.
Hoping for a malfunction.
Yeah.
Ball stands. Mr. Blake has 2 changes.
Oh!
Love. Call out, nice man call out. Nice man call out. Mr.
This would be unlucky for Blake, really.
Murray challenging the call.
Because
island.
He would have won this point easily. He got up to it, no problem. But if the replay is right on the Hawkeye, then Murray will get to replay the point. And it is in.
Oh.
So now they replay the point. Oh, that's unlucky.
Murray was nowhere on that. James Blake was absolutely in control of the point, but the Murray drop shot was called out.
Just as Blake was going to finish the point off, he finished the point off, so Murray then appeals to Hawkeye because he knows he's lost the point, but he was in the right to, because his shot before was not out.
Ready point.
That's right.
And so he gets the benefit of hitting the first serve again.
It's just one of those things.
Oops.
Justice.
(30-15).
But it keeps him in the set.
Yeah.
(40-15).
Blake had it on his racket. He'd picked this serve. Fancied the forehand, had a bit of a swing and missed. 2 set points.
Game, the first set, Murray. 7-5.
So 1 set to the good as the British #1 takes the first set 7-5. Best of 3 set final. It appears that we're on our way to having a British winner here for the first time in 71 years. We'll see. Murray a set up.
Seats quickly, please. Thank you. Time.
Jane, thank you very much indeed. 3 weeks away from finals day at Wimbledon, and it's not inconceivable Andy Murray could be there on the form that he's demonstrated all this week.
Second set.
Survived the Blake barrage in the first set. He took it 7 games to 5. Incidentally, Andy Murray will be a guest on Radio 5 Live this coming Wednesday, 17th of June. He'll answer questions in front of a live audience. I don't think that's been done before, so 7 p.m. this Wednesday.
Fifteen all. Dirty.
He's not hobbling, is he, John?
I don't think so.
Just after that second point, he just stopped up.
No. 40-30. Game, Blake. First game, second set.
Talking about taking questions on 5 Live, Andy Murray will be doing that this Wednesday. If you've got any questions for us, tennis@bbc.co.uk. Had a few of them in today. Lee is in Oldham and watching us, says we've heard of the roof on centre court at Wimbledon, but is there going to be a brand new court number 2 this year also? Yes, there is, and it looks beautiful. It's a 4,000 seat capacity, so we'll look forward to seeing that in a couple of weeks' time. Make that a 5,000 seat capacity, bigger pardon. And a new court 3 next year as well.
Good depth again off that backhand side there from Murray.
15 love.
Blake there, frustrated, looking over at his coach. Murray not giving him as much to work with as he would. There was a little patch in that first set where he was starting to get in charge of the rallies a bit with Murray, but not doing so much now.
30 love.
Brian Barker, long-standing coach-player relationship. Worked with the young Blake from the age of 12.
Oh.
30-15. 40-15. Direction was good.
Oh,
Replay the point.
He's got hammered again, Blake. Another point, because he was in good shape in that rally, and now the point gets replayed, and Murray gets a first serve.
40-15.
yeah.
See,
This is a drawback, isn't it?
yeah, because this one was on the line.
It's a drawback with the Hawkeye system.
Yep.
It's just one of those things again.
Yeah, that is too good.
And Murray.
Absolutely right. I'm pretty pleased with this volley as well, really, Blake. I mean, look at that.
One
How deep
game.
it was, but still, that's what happens. That spin and that dipping forehand, and just finds the angle.
If he has a best shot, that might be it, the cross-court forehand pass. Backhand down the line's pretty handy as well.
Andy!
15 love. Thirty love. Love. Game, Blake. Blake leads 2-1.
Andy Murray defeated Juan Carlos Ferreira, former world #1 in the semi-final. It was routine, really very impressive performance. James Blake played his Davis Cup teammate Andy Roddick, who twisted his ankle and couldn't carry on, pulled out after 8 games, which is a great shame. The United States defeated Switzerland earlier on this year. They play Croatia next in July in this Davis Cup competition. He's been a loyal supporter of the Davis Cup. And the question is, John Lloyd, Davis Cup captain, do we expect Andy Murray to be turning out for the next British tie, which is when?
In September, right after the US Open. And yes, I think he will play. We've talked about it quite a bit. Obviously, you know, it's a long year, but he's keen to play. And, you know, I'm hoping that he wins the US Open and then leaves on the Monday. And as far as I'm concerned, he can turn up about an hour before the first match. He doesn't have to practice.
Time.
I'm very happy for him to be in the team. So yes, I expect him to play.
And what surface have you selected for that?
It'll be indoors on hard courts, and we're not quite sure about the speed yet. And we're going to, which we can change around to make it faster or slower, depending on our opponents and what our players like. So that will determine that a little bit later on. Blake's plan. He just hasn't, unfortunately, been able to put enough of those type of points together. And he gets aggressive on the second serve. That one was really successful. Fortunately, he doesn't often get 2 second serves in a row to have a go at.
15 all.
It's just
30-15.
not. The luck's not running with him today, is it? That was another clean winner. Well, would have been just nicked the top of the net. Murray totally beaten, and that flicks wide by about 4 feet in the end. That would have been 15-30. These are the little small points that can make a big difference in a match like this.
Net for service. Net for service. (40-15). (40-30). Okay, Murray. New balls, please. 2 games on.
Disappointing end to that game from Blake. Didn't move his feet to that backhand.
It's been a very controlled performance from Andy Murray so far. James Blake may be wondering, with all these mistakes flowing from his racket, whether or not he can get back into this, because it's hard to see how he's going to make it happen. Murray does look in control.
Yep. He has to keep taking chances, Blake. That's his only shot.
Love 15.
Murray there just soaking up the pace, just soaking it up. Taking off the pace in a loopy backhand, and then Blake feels he has to force it, and then the error comes.
Love 30.
He just has this ability, doesn't he, Murray, to make an opponent play worse than they would against other people. It's the sort of game that he plays.
(15-30).
Thought he was going to smack his racket against the strings again there, Murray. But after yesterday, I think he thought better of it. Here we go. No, wait, hold on.
Game, Blake. Blake leads begins to 2.
It's unusual to see Murray let an opponent off the hook, isn't it?
Yeah, Blake squeaked out of that game a little bit, really, and Murray, he looked there at love 30. I thought this looks like a break, and then he just went off the boil a little bit there.
It's fun watching Andy Murray. Back in 2005, we saw him losing to Thomas Johansson here. He won his first couple of matches at tour level here. And there were such high hopes. Remember, he beat Taylor Dent in the second round, Santiago Ventura, wherever he is now, in the first round. But against Thomas Johansson, it was all a little bit too much physically, and he collapsed. Got up and lost 7-5 in the final set. 2006, he lost to Tip Zarovic here quite early, and that's the last match, the completed match, that he lost at Queen's Club.
Time.
Because in 2007, he had that terrible wrist injury sustained in Hamburg and was unable to play here or at Wimbledon. 2008, he pulled out before his quarterfinal with Roddick, again with a wrist injury, a different one.
Up.
What I'm trying to make is how different Andy Murray is, even just to look at now. He's filled out so much training. And opponents know that, and they have to change their game to try and beat him. It's a tough assignment.
Yeah, so service.
Smart second serves there. Blake moving up, try and be aggressive on the second. We've seen that a lot today, and Murray spotted him and hit the slider down the middle. This will be one of his worst shots he's hit today, really. Didn't get that racket under the ball enough. I'll tell you, Blake there was at the back of the court in that danger area where Roddick had that fall yesterday.
40-15. What? Mr. Murray challenged the call. Left service line was got out.
Yeah, thank you, James, for that.
There was 3 corrections in one serve.
Yeah, I just don't even try and explain that one. James did a good job of that. Ball, anyway, the ball was in.
Oh, what a forehand. He really, when he lets go with his shot, it is so exciting. What a forehand. Look how far he was off the court and just dumps it. Trying to catch that up, good luck. So that's one of the big differences in Murray's game in the last year and a half.
Advantage Murray.
The ability of the first serve to get himself out of trouble. He always had the pace, but he a lot of times wouldn't find those serves on big points. He's doing that much more often these days. Oh, Murray thought that was out.
Game. Murray.
Was out.
Three games all.
If you are going to challenge using the Hawkeye system, you have to do it immediately. Murray would have had to have stopped that rally and said that ball was out, and then live or die by whether it was or wasn't. Elected not to use Hawkeye.
Still
a little bit of moisture in the top surface. It's a grass court after all.
Hot. Mr. Blake challenges. Serve, near side was called out.
Another Hawkeye challenge. How was that serve? Incidentally, if you've lost pictures, if you suffered loss of pictures, sorry about that. We think we're back with you full time now. As we look at a first serve from Blake. That catches the outside of the line, and the crowd acknowledging that
30 love.
he hasn't had the rub of the green when it comes to the calls.
He's great. That was a nasty shot from Murray. A sadistic forehand there. Just to make his opponent just go the wrong way.
30-15.
What an effort. Just not trying hard enough.
He's got the look about him again, hasn't he?
Not going to miss that pass.
30-40.
Time and time again this week, we've seen Murray able to raise the level of his game just when he needs to. Now, this wouldn't be a bad time for him. Break point.
Game. Murray.
And it's there. And you just feel it happening with Murray.
4 games to 3.
Such is his will to get the job done. He did the same thing against Ferrero in the semi-final yesterday, so just 2 games away from becoming the first British winner in 71 years at Queen's Club, and he might do it without dropping a set. Very, very good. Jason Goodall.
Thanks very much, Andy. 3 breaks of serve now for Murray, and we know that it's one of his greatest strengths, the return of serve. I thought it'd be interesting to take a look at the technique he uses on that particular shot. Now, he stands much further back than many of his peers initially, but then moves right up the court. Bends his knees when he checks, and then lowers his centre of gravity, ready to launch into the ball, and makes contact with opponent's first serves just behind the baseline, blocks it back in play. But when he gets a look at a second serve, he's much more aggressive, starting position much further up the court, and then moves further still inside the baseline, trying to take the ball on the rise. And of course, because the second serve's not quite as quick as the first serve, he can take a full swing at the ball. So when you're up against him, if you miss your first serve, you're in trouble. And now, of course, Murray leading by a set and a break. He will feel that the finish line is well within sight.
Jason, thank you. And those breaks of serve from Murray have all come at the same end.
Let for service. Fifteen up.
Two of those now. I'm sure the crowd would love a British win. I think they'd like this match to go on longer. That's a dilemma.
You can't have it both ways. Well, could, but...
$30-15. $40-15.
No, it's too good. Too good.
Game, Murray.
It's been another tennis here over the years. 71 years ago, Bunny Austin won here. He was the last British winner. And there he is. The first man to wear shorts at Wimbledon as well was our Bunny.
Love.
And the man who'd won 2 Queen's Clubs before Bunny Austin 71 years ago was Don Budge. He went on and won Wimbledon the year Austin won here.
30 love.
Murray very much staying in the present, though. He'll probably have to serve for the title in the next game.
Love. Game, play. We release 5 games to 4.
Well, Murray hasn't won a grass court title before, but he has won 11 times on tour. So 11 times he's closed out matches. How do you do it, John?
Well, you know, Murray's, you know, it's the old cliche of 1 point at a time, but he's the sort of player that will go out there now and just focus on getting that first serve in, and, you know, it won't faze him. You know, he's just been there now and done it so many times before that this will be not a regulation game, but he won't put any more on it than he would another game. He'll just take it one at a time. It's an old cliche, that, but this is where it's really apt.
Time.
Three times Tim Henman in a final here, just came up short.
With this.
Murray serving
Thank you.
for the title.
$15. $30. Net for service.
Obviously nervous.
A perfect game so far, a perfect tournament. 3 match points.
Game, set match Murray.
Routine
2 sets to
and
love.
quite brilliant from Andy Murray all week.
6-4.
A first British winner at Queen's in 71 years. Will Wimbledon follow? Well, there will no doubt be many times that we're going to need to find a historical perspective for what Murray achieves in the game of tennis. Such is his game, such is the ease with which he delivers a world-class game. Number 3 in the world, only Federer and Nadal are above him. It's a 12th title for him. There are great things ahead, no wonder he looks up. That is a quite brilliant tournament he's just put together. Didn't lose a set.
Well, exactly. Not to drop a set on a surface as unpredictable as grass is, with the standard of players coming up against him, quite amazing. And he's made it look easy.
For the record, 84,300 euros to the winner. That's about £75,000. 48,000 euro for James Blake as the runner-up. That's around about £42,500 or so. This was the moment that Andy Murray wins at Queen's Club. Just thanking the team. And what a team he's put together, really. And a kiss from Martin. There you go.
I would have got in trouble if you hadn't done that.
Well, no wonder they're proud. What achievements are ahead of Andy Murray? He's a fantastic tennis player. Look, here we go. And that
First of all, we would like to introduce you to the runner-up. The new sponsors have introduced the tournament's first ever runner-up trophy. It was designed by art student Haruka Azui and is presented to our runner-up this year. Ladies and gentlemen, James Blake. Well, James, I know everyone would like to hear a few words from you. I know you're obviously very disappointed, but he's a tough guy to play.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I don't know if anyone knew that already, but he's a great player, and I just want to congratulate him on a great week and wish him the best of luck the next few weeks. Hopefully this will be a rematch in the finals again in a couple weeks. But no, I had a good week, had a lot of fun playing on the grass. I always have a lot of fun playing here, and I don't know why I left for 2 years. I'm going to be coming back here, I think, next year. But I just want to congratulate Andy and his team for a great week.
Okay, and I mean, you've had a fabulous week getting to the final. I guess that you feel perfect that you've really finally tuned your game in time for Wimbledon.
Yeah, I feel great. been working with my coach and trainer, and I know I'll be do the best preparation possible for Wimbledon. And thanks to them, I'm in good enough shape to play here and ready to play in a couple weeks and feel great about my chances. Like I said, hopefully Andy will be on the other side of the draw in a couple weeks.
Okay, well, I know you mentioned yesterday you're half British, so it doesn't matter that. They love you here. Congratulations. We appreciated your play. Ladies and gentlemen, James Blake. And now to our winner, the 2009 Aegon champion, is the first British winner since 1938. Ladies and gentlemen, Andy Murray. Well done, Andy. We're glad you put that down because it's quite heavy. We don't want you to injure yourself now. But congratulations. How do you rate that match? I know you set your standards high. What marks out of 10 would you give yourself for that one?
I thought it was a good match. Not so many long rallies, but no. I mean, James is a very tough player. We've only played once before, so I didn't know quite what to expect. And you know, he had a great week. He beat some really tough players, a lot of big servers, and I had this is some of the best tennis I've ever played in my life. So I just had a good week.
You do seem to just raise the level of play just when it matters. You have that ability.
I don't know. So, some weeks it happens. Like this week, like I said, I was playing well. So, you know, when I had my chances, I managed to take them. But you know, I was quite nervous today. There's a lot of you know, people telling me yesterday that no one won here for like 70 odd years. So, got the nerves going, especially when I was serving for the match. But no, it was a very good week.
We noticed after the match you went over to say hi to your team. What would you like to say to them now?
No, it's been you know, we've obviously worked for about 18 months together. It's been awesome. You know, the only thing left is try and get a Grand Slam now. So I hope in a couple of weeks.
Okay, and they just want you to relive this moment with your mum. There we go. Sorry, Judy, didn't mean to embarrass you there. But you've talked so often about hard courts being your favourite, but are you not beginning to feel a little bit more at home here?
No, I do enjoy playing on the grass. It's just it's such a short, you know, sort of lead up to Wimbledon that, you know, you don't have as much time to prepare as you do for the US Open and, you know, for the Australian Open. But no, I feel good this year. Like I said, I played very well this week, and you know, I'll just try and focus on getting ready for Wimbledon now and prepare as best as possible.
And I guess you'll be congratulated by the sponsors, their first year, and the first British winner for 71 years.
No, it's a good start. But no, Aegon have put a lot of money into British tennis, so you know it's great that they put on an awesome tournament here. The attendance, I thought, for all of the matches was unbelievable. So thanks everyone for coming. It was totally packed today, so all the players really appreciate that. Now
you mentioned the W word, so I feel as though I can now. You've sort of made history here. There's sort of more history to be made, and of course, in the 100th anniversary of Fred Perry's birth, it's sort of looking good, isn't it? Do you want to answer that one or not?
No, I mean, like, I'm a long way from winning Wimbledon, but you know, like I said, I feel confident. I'll try and not get too far ahead of myself. I'll focus on my first match there. But if I play my best like I did this week, I've got a chance. But you've got two of the greatest players of all time are going to be there, and it's going to be tough to get past them. Don't
put pressure on yourself. We'll do that for you, okay? But finally, as far as this week goes, I mean, you must be happy. What are you going to do for next week in the build-up?
The next 4 or 5 days I'll train pretty hard, and then come the weekend I'll start to taper down a little bit, but I'll be over at Wimbledon most days. A lot of interviews and yeah, people sort of hyping out Wimbledon, putting as much pressure as possible, and then by the weekend I'll sort of get into tournament mode. But next 4 or 5 days will be pretty busy.
Yeah, I think we've booked the interview late in the week, so that's okay. And a final word for the fans, because they've been great support for you here this week.
No, like I say, for every one of my matches, it was absolutely packed. There's, you know, people standing. You know, it's been great. You know, hopefully everyone will come back again next year. It's a really good tournament. Chris Kermode does a great job of sorting everything out, and yeah, thanks to everyone who helps put it on. I thought that it, for the first year with Aegon, thought it went really, really well.
Awesome tennis, great result. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, the champion, Andy Murray.